Welcome. Thank you all for joining us today to celebrate this important event. It's nice to have good news to celebrate given all the somewhat negative information and the world we live in from a pandemic perspective. I'm Mike Kazmarski, CEO of EDAWN, Economic Development Authority of Western Nevada, and this is our second virtual press conference. And given the limitations of the pandemic, it's likely not to be our last, and the other side of the coin is we've got a lot more good news coming, so certainly we're excited to have more press conferences in the near future. Today, we will be announcing 4 exciting new companies totaling more than 600 jobs with great wages. 3 of them will be bringing their corporate headquarters here. These announcements are especially important given our very high unemployment rate, now over 20,000 of our neighbors and our friends, with the expectation that many of the jobs lost in the recent downturn will not return. Additionally, these new companies will continue to reinforce our collective efforts to diversify our economy. 2 of the companies are relocating their distribution centers here, and the other 2 are up-and-coming technology companies that will help us grow our expanding technology ecosystem. We are fortunate to have today with us Lieutenant Governor Kate Marshall to help welcome these new companies to our state. And you may already know that Lieutenant Governor Kate Marshall has led the way on Deliver with Dignity in Reno Sparks. What you may not know is the program has to date delivered over 25,000 meals to individuals and families struggling financially and are most at risk for contracting the coronavirus. Lieutenant Governor is also recently recognized by the Nevada Business Magazine as one of the women to watch in 2020. Please help me welcome Lieutenant Governor Kate Marshall.
Hello, Nevada. How are you?
Hello.
Kate Marshall here. So I would like to introduce you to the CEO of a company that says they are a bootstrap company. They are small, they are resourceful, and they are resilient in hard times. And where does that remind you of? But the biggest little city, which is also small, also resourceful, and we are also resilient. So what better place to come for this company? It's my pleasure to introduce you, and I will let him talk about his services, software service company, Jacob Warwick. Thank you. Come on.
Kate, thank you. You kind of stole my thunder there with the Nevada resilience. That's exactly why we came to this great state in Reno. We did relocate from California about 5 years ago, my wife and I. And I'm the CEO of Discover Podium. We're a career advancement company, and we really concentrate on helping those find more fulfilling work. So obviously in a time of unemployment, we want to make our services as accessible as possible. So over the course of COVID, my team has been working exceptionally hard to provide more of our expertise to a more widespread audience, including our local neighbors here in Reno, and really provide our services at a reduced rate so that we can help people find more fulfilling work during these challenging times. As Kate said, we came to Reno because of the audience here, because of the community, because it's a community that welcomes us in versus other areas where we had done business has kind of felt a little cutthroat and difficult. Reno's been open for us, and as a bootstrapped, hard-fought, resilient company, cash flow positive since day one, our teams had to be exceptionally flexible. They've needed to take on 15 times more work than any human should possibly cater to at any given time. They've needed to be exceptionally resourceful with one another and patient and kind. And that's something that our company does exceptionally well, and that's something that we can do because of Reno and the community that has welcomed us here. Had we not been in Reno, I don't know if we could have survived COVID. It was definitely difficult. And we are very fortunate to have not made any layoffs during this time. We've kept our entire Reno-based staff. We do have 14 employees now, and we intend to grow at least double in the next 18 months organically. We're also in the process of raising capital right now. With that capital round, we intend to bring 200 to 300 jobs to Reno in the next 5 years, which is very exciting, while also providing a very balanced and remote working environment. Typically, our employees will come into our office approximately 2-3 days a week, depending on what they find flexible to their schedule. We find that working from home, being able to balance family life, also being able to come in and have that professional life is really important from a work-life balance perspective. So without further ado, I know there's other exciting companies here, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak here on behalf of Reno and on behalf of Discover Podium, and I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
I want to thank you for not laying off any of your employees. Thank you very much. It means a lot to us here in Nevada. Thank you. Our next company is, I had to do a little bit of research, Unstoppable Domains. So this is cryptocurrency domains so that you can transfer cryptocurrency with ease, with simplicity, and in a streamlined process. So I looked up this company, and I had to go and look up who the CEO was, who I'm going to introduce in a moment, and where they were from, and they're very high-paying jobs. But then I came to the bottom of their list of officers, and I found one officer who I'm guessing only gets paid in dog bones, and that is Ollie. So I just want you to know they do have someone who's slightly lower on the totem pole, but a very cute picture. Anyway, so it's my pleasure to introduce you to Matthew Gould.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction. It's always nice to have someone put me up to talk about Reno. I actually really have come to love the city over the past year, and so has my dog, Ollie. So a little bit about Unstoppable Domains. We are building domain names on the blockchain. We're one of those high-tech startups out of San Francisco. That's actually where we originally came out through a venture accelerator program there, where we also closed our Series A our Series A round about a year ago. And since then, we've grown from 5 guys with laptops to over 20 people. And we're looking to grow to 80 people over this next 12 months. We went fully remote, and actually before the pandemic, we were already experimenting with remote. My wife and I moved here last year, and in March of this year, we actually closed our office in San Francisco, and my co-founder and one of our founding engineers just relocated to Reno this past month, and so Reno is now the official headquarters of Unstoppable Domains. We all enjoy it here. The quality of life is so much better than what we could get almost anywhere else on the West Coast. We're all outdoors people. We're looking forward to going skiing this fall. And from a business perspective, Nevada just makes sense. There's lots of sunshine, 270 plus days a year, and no taxes. We're a pretty fast-growing company, like I said. I think over the next 5 years, everyone asks, where are you going to be in 5 years? I'm like, man, it's really hard to project because 2 years ago, this was not much more than an idea. But we are on course to hire between 30 and 70 people here in Reno over that time period. And we're glad to be a part of the tech scene here. Especially, I was encouraged by having Mike, who I know his work previously out in Colorado, and very happy to see him here and help incubate that ecosystem. So I'm looking forward to contributing to the tech scene here in Reno, Nevada. And if you would like to contact me, please reach out on LinkedIn, and I would love to have a conversation or maybe grab a beer by the river. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Our third company is a very established company. They have an international presence, and they thought that the best place to access their international markets was from right here, Reno, Sparks, Tahoe. So we are very, very privileged and very excited to have BOM come here. And I'm going to introduce the CEO in a minute, but I wanted to say to you that their theme is kind of a 40s vintage logo that puts the woman in the driver's seat. And of course, the gentleman can come along. We're all one big happy family. Anyway, so I'd love to introduce you to the BOM CEO, Heather. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Kate. That's wonderful, and it's a pleasure to meet most of you for the first time. And I want to say thank you very much to the EDAWN folks who have been so incredibly welcoming and helpful to us as we've looked for what is really a very aggressive hiring plan and all sorts of other things that we're trying to accomplish. We have found Reno to be incredibly welcoming, and for that we are very, very grateful. And we're super excited about what we have to do and accomplish, and partnering with the folks of Reno to be able to do it. A little bit about our company. We were founded about 20 years ago in a kitchen in San Francisco by our founder, Marissa Shipman, who is one of the, I think one of the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur is no matter what is in their way, they find a way to remove it or look at it as an opportunity for growth. And so over the last 20 years, we've built the EDAWN Cosmetics into an international cosmetics brand. We're a premium brand. We're in over 100 countries. We're in a lot of retail locations in places that, hopefully we'll hit all 100 countries and be able to visit them all. But we do believe Reno's the right place for us to grow. We've been in California for many years, and right now we're expanding. We're bringing a lot of manufacturing into our business, and we believe Reno is a great environment to do that. So we have a very aggressive hiring plan. We've already brought on 15 full-time people in the last 2 weeks. Over the next 120 days, we'll have at least 50 additional people. We want to hire locally here in Reno. We believe that's the right answer for us. And over the next 2 to 3 years, we expect our organization here in Reno proper to be at around 250 employees. So we're excited to bring on the manufacturing. We believe it's strange times, but through the strange times, we're making some really significant strategic moves with our business. We do believe what we're all experiencing in the short term will lift. And we look forward to growing here in the long term with Reno. And thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
Well, I get to introduce the fourth company for today, a name that you will all recognize. Unfortunately, the team from Mary Kay was unable to join us, but they really wanted us to announce the fact that they're joining our community and provided us with a video to show a little bit about their company. Exciting to announce the Mary Kay name as a new company in Reno Sparks. I'm sure most of you recognize Mary Kay Cosmetics brand and probably even the pink Cadillac that they had in their video that many of their sales reps earn for their success. The company is headquartered in Dallas, Texas, and will be setting up a new distribution center, which is what you saw in the video, here to better serve their West Coast markets and beauty consultants. Mary Kay started in the U.S. in 1963 and has now grown to be a multi-billion-dollar company with products in over 40 countries around the world. They plan on hiring 50 employees at the new Reno location, expect to be operational sometime next month. So they are actively hiring. We're fortunate to have 2 cosmetic companies coming here that will certainly help the Reno Sparks market look a lot better than we look now. So thank you for that. Welcome Mary Kay to our community, and there you have it. Discover Podium, a software as a service company. Unstoppable Domains, a blockchain company. The Bomb and Mary Kay, 2 very popular cosmetic companies, and 3 new corporate headquarters. All very exciting, and a total of over 600 new jobs in the next several years. A special thanks to our Lieutenant Governor for representing the state and welcoming the new companies. Let's give our Lieutenant Governor a big round of applause. To our 4 new companies, I can promise you that EDAWN, our Chamber of Commerce, our local and state governments, our educational institutions, and the community overall will work with you to help in your transition and to maintain a business climate that supports your long-term success. I also want to introduce you to Nancy McCormick, our Senior VP of Business Retention, Expansion, and Workforce Development, and her team, as they will be available to help you resolve any issues you may develop as you get settled in. Finally, I want to thank a few people personally involved in this effort to assist these companies and their decision to move to our region. Brian Gardner, Reno Property Management, for his work with Mary Kay and helping them find a place to operate in the area, and Sean Jensen at Kidder Matthews for his work with the BOM to help them relocate here. Let's give them both a round of applause. Finally, the members of the EDAWN organization, the business development team, Stan Thomas, Chris Alt Jr., Norma Yumanji, and the entrepreneurial team, Doug Irwin, Brian McCardle, and Katie Ramonko, for their assistance from start to finish on these projects. Also, the rest of the EDAWN staff, with a special thanks to Norma and Katie for their hard work in setting up this virtual press conference. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Again, congratulations to our new companies. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to our community, and as you know, despite the pandemic, things are happening in Reno. So thanks. Have a great day.